How's it going, everyone? Welcome to Finance with Avern. In this video, I'm giving you a detailed review and overview of the current account, and I have the video organized into sections: main features, deposits and withdrawals, limits and fees, the savings pod feature, the teen account, and the bill credit card. And I have my referral link down in the description if you want to check out the current account, and you can get a $50 bonus if you make a qualifying direct deposit of at least $200 or more within 45 days of opening your account. And I got my cash bonus one day after hitting my direct deposit amount of $200, and I received my direct deposit 2 days earlier than I normally would thanks to their early pay feature. So yeah, quick turnaround on the referral. I have my link in the description if you want to check it out. And now let's really get into this account, first starting with the main features. Now this is a mobile first fintech type of account, and you know what that means: no monthly fees, no minimum balances to keep the account open. And of course it also means that the mobile app is a priority for this account, and it definitely is. And the current mobile app has a very nice design to it. It's available on the Google Play and Apple app stores. I'm going to be showing you several screenshots from the actual mobile app throughout this video, and I think it is nice to see what I'm actually talking about on the screen so you can see it firsthand. And this current account is FDIC insured through their bank partners, Choice Financial Group and Cross River Bank, because Current themselves are not a bank. This is a fintech company, but they have that FDIC insurance through actual bank partners. And that's a common thing that happens with other fintech companies like Chime and Wealthfront and Betterment and so forth. And this current account actually reminds me some of Chime, even kind of the look and feel somewhat of the app's design. Not like a mimic, not like a copy, anything like that, but it just kind of reminded me of Chime as I started using this app more. And as you check out this video right here, you'll learn more about who this current account is best for and who would help the most for sure. Now, account types with this current account: there's the main personal checking account that comes with either a Visa debit card or a build card, and you can actually have both. And I'll tell you more about that build card when we get to that section. And also with Current, there is a teen account, and I'll tell you more about that teen account in that section, but they have that as well. And now also back to the Current cards, they are supported by Google Pay and Apple Pay, so you can add them to your smartphone and just, double tap, Face ID, whatever you use to pay with your Current card via your phone. And now with Current as well, they do have not really a savings account. They don't call it a savings account. And I got APY on there because I know a lot of you all know how APY and how it works, and you see the percentage, and you know that's like the annual percentage yield, things like that, but they don't really necessarily call it a yield for Current. Now I just want to have that on the screen to show you that, but I'm going to get more into that in the savings pod section, and I have a whole story to tell you about that with customer service. I was doing the tango, the salsa with customer service earlier today to get the right information for you all for this video. But yeah, I'll talk about that in the savings pod section of the video. But they do have a savings somewhat feature right there with savings pods, and we'll get more into that. But also they have early direct deposit with Current, and you typically can get your paycheck deposited into your Current account up to 2 days early. Now, of course, you don't have to have your whole check deposited into your account. And me personally, I just did a small part of my check, $200, and I got it 2 days early. Typically, I would get paid on Friday, but with my amount that was going to Current, I got that $200 on Wednesday. Now, also, they have fee-free overdraft of up to $200 advance for qualified users. And that qualified users, of course, is, you have your account in good standing, you have direct deposit going on and so forth. And also they have budgeting tools and category controls within the app for your Current account, so you can get a breakdown of where you're spending your money, to kind of keep in check, like, oh, I'm eating out a lot, let me taper back on that some, And also they do have a cash back system via points at select merchants. So yeah, they do have kind of a cash back feature going on that could be used with the build card. So they have that functionality to be able to use that. And now also Current has crypto trading where you can buy and sell around a dozen cryptocurrencies, like Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, and so forth. So they do have crypto trading, not stock trading. They don't have individual stocks or ETFs or anything like that currently, right now, currently. But yeah, but with crypto trading, there's no fee, but there is a spread, which is kind of like a typical thing you'll see at a lot of crypto exchanges. They'll say no fee, but there's a little fee in the background right there. There's a spread, the difference between the cryptocurrency price and its market price. So basically you're paying a little bit more than the actual cryptocurrency, what it's trading at, and that's the spread. But now let's get into some more information about deposits and withdrawals. Now there are multiple ways you can do deposits and withdrawals with the Current account. The main way a lot of people would use this account to transfer money to this account and from this account is going to be via ACH external transfer. So that automated clearinghouse transfer where, you have another bank at, Bank of America, Chase, Ally, SoFi, American Express, First Horizon, Regions, wherever you have another bank account at, you can set it up with the current account to move money from the current account to that external bank account, or from that external bank account to the current account. If you're familiar with Plaid, then you know how that works, about putting in the information and everything with that, but very easy, very seamless. Also, when it comes to deposits, you have mobile check deposit. Simply following the steps and taking a picture of the front and the back of the check, and you can get that amount deposited into your current account. And also with this account, which is neat, you can deposit cash at over 60,000 retailers. So you can deposit cash with this account, and they have a section in the app right there where you can change your location settings and find out where you can withdraw and add cash, places that are around you that support that with Current. Also with deposits and withdrawals, they have Zelle, Venmo, PayPal, and Cash App. A lot of people, use those kind of apps to send money to and from different people, or maybe to and from themselves. Zelle, currently, you have to do it through the Zelle app. However, with Venmo, PayPal, Cash App, you can do it, through linking your account or your debit card or something like that to send the money to and from your current account to those other platforms. And also with Current, you have direct deposit. As I stated, they have the early direct deposit feature where you're typically going to get paid up to 2 days earlier than you normally would. And so in with withdrawals, I told you about that, the external transfers. That's definitely a way you can do withdrawals to another bank account via your debit card or via the bank info with Current. And also you can withdraw cash via ATMs. There are over 40,000 all-point ATMs that are supported with Current, and you can use your debit card or your build card, which I'll tell you more about that. So you can use both of those at an ATM to withdraw cash. And also they have that cashback feature via the debit card of retailers. And like I stated, with deposits, Zelle, Venmo, PayPal, and Cash App are supported in regard to withdrawals as well. And so now let's get over to fees and limits. Yes, there's no monthly maintenance fee, which is great because there are still banks out there that charge monthly maintenance fees. Yeah, I know. You may even have one, but you may not see it because you may do whatever you need to do to have that monthly fee voided, waived, or whatnot. But there are companies out there that still charge a monthly fee, but they'll have ways to get around it in regards to, making a certain amount of direct deposits or having a certain average daily balance, so forth, so forth. None of that with Current, no monthly maintenance fee at all. However, there are some fees, as you see right here above me. So there's a card replacement fee of $5. You need another card with Current, it's going to cost you $5 right there. Also, there's an out of network ATM fee. So in network ATMs, no fee at all for them. However, there is an out of network ATM fee of $2.50 per transaction. And then there's an international ATM fee of $3 plus 3% of the transaction per transaction. And then if you use the cash deposit feature, you got some money you want to deposit into your current account, you go to a retailer, there's going to be a $3.50 fee associated with that. Now for limits, there's up to $200 of overdraft protection with direct deposit. So you have to have that direct deposit, you have to be eligible for that. The limit for the overdraft is up to $200. Also with cash deposits, there are limits associated with that. $500 per transaction, $1,000 per day, and $10,000 per month. And now with ATMs, there is a limit of $500 per day. And with the ATMs, that goes towards your spending limit. So the most you can withdraw from an ATM is $500 per day. Your spending limit with the current account is $3,500. So if you withdraw $500 from the ATM one day, that's going to go towards your spending cap. So then you're down to $3,000 is the max you can spend with your current account. Now the check deposit limits, they vary. You'll see the limits within the app typically of how much you'll be able to deposit with the check deposits. Typically is related to how long you've had the account open, your account being in good standing, and so forth. And also Current has this thing called Current Pay, where basically you have like a tag with your account, where you can pay somebody else that has Current, and it's pretty quick. Like if you Venmo somebody or you PayPal somebody and they have PayPal and you have PayPal, or you have Venmo, they have Venmo. It's typically quicker, when you move money in-house, so to speak. So Current has Current Pay, where you could pay somebody else with Current if you didn't want to do, Venmo, PayPal, or one of those, something like that, and they had Current, you had Current. You can do that as well. That's a peer-to-peer payment within Current, and the limit on that is $2,500. And also they have the Paycheck Advance feature, and that amount goes up to $750. Now with savings pods, I'm going to get more into that next, but the limit on that is $2,000 per savings pod and a total limit of $6,000 because you can have a max of 3 savings pods for the adult current account. Speaking of savings pods, let's get more into savings pods here. So yes, Like I stated, you can have up to 3 savings pods and they're each capped at $2,000. Now that's for the adult accounts. I'm gonna tell you more about the teen accounts in that section, but teen accounts, as you see, actually I put that at the bottom of the slide. I should have maybe put that up higher, left it for the teen account. But yeah, at the bottom of the slide right there, you see teen accounts can have 1 savings pod. However, they're ineligible for the 4% boost. 4% boost. Let's talk about the 4% boost. This section, after I tell you all the information in this section that's on the slide right here that's been, validated, confirmed, that I found with the research and validated and everything, I'm going to tell you about my Tango with customer service and show you the screenshots on the screen because, wow. I mean, okay, like seriously, okay. You're really going to be, when you see these, you're going to be like, really? What is happening? AI, customer service, live agent, customer service. Yeah, we're going to get into that after I go through this right here. But yeah, so yeah. Current has a 4% APY boost. They call them boosts. Like I mentioned at the beginning of the video, they don't really refer to this as a yield or annual percentage yield because Current isn't a bank. So they're kind of distancing themselves from that, so to speak, with not speaking too much about interest rates and APYs. They have a 4% boost, which is available on each pod. The requirement for that is that you have to have a direct deposit of at least $200 or more per month. And then you can select, to have that boost in the savings pod. So you know how some fintech companies have like the budgeting, the buckets and the vaults and things like that. Somewhat, you could think of the savings pod somewhat like that with Current, where they have a section of your account that kind of be put off to the side and earn some interest on it, but they call it, boost. So 4% is what you can get on that currently with a direct deposit of at least $200 per month. Now, if you don't have that direct deposit requirement, then your APY boost is going to be 0.25%. So yeah, very low in the savings pods if you don't have direct deposit, if you don't have that direct deposit requirement. Now, these boost rates that you see, that 4% and that 0.25%, are variable. They're not locked in for any certain amount of time or anything like that. They're definitely subject to change. They can change at any moment, tomorrow, next week, next month, next year. By the time you see this video, it could be a different amount. But as of June 28th, when I'm recording this video, 4% APY boost. If you have that $200 or more direct deposit requirement, if you don't, it's 0.25%. The boost bonus compounds daily and credits daily. Just think of that as like the interest, basically. So the interest compounds daily and credits daily, which is different. Typically, with savings accounts, you have the interest compounding, daily or monthly and then being credited monthly. Now, it may take up to 48 hours after enabling the boost. So once you meet the requirements to have that boost of 4%, the direct deposit requirements, you may not see that credit like the next day, for the boost bonus. So it may take a couple of days for it to actually be enabled and for you to start earning that and having that credited. Now, the boost will be reported on IRS Form 1099-MISC, so miscellaneous income, which is, standard thing for like savings accounts, with the interest you make on those. You get a 1099 form in the mail for those as well, which you'll have to report, your taxes. So the boost, I just want to let you know, is going to be reported to the IRS. So that interest, yeah, even though it's called boost, doesn't mean it's going to be avoiding the almighty grip of the IRS. Now, also, if your account is closed for any reason within 6 months after enrollment, then Current will deduct your boost bonus amount at closing. If you use this account for a short amount of time and you're using the savings pods with the boost or something like that, just something to keep in mind for that. Now, as I stated, teen accounts can have a savings pod, but only one. However, they're ineligible for the 4% boost. This is where my journey down the customer service rabbit hole began, because I was researching about this account. I definitely want to make sure I have the right information for you all for these videos. So I do a lot of research. I just don't go to the, financial company's main website and just go from there and because you get a lot of information from there sometimes for sure, but a lot of information is in the fine print, in the disclosures, in the FAQ section, and so forth and so forth. So yeah, I was scouring, looking around. I'm like, okay, savings pods, that's kind of like their savings account, and the boost is kind of like an interest. I get it. Okay, I can explain that. I can show that. Okay. Now, you can have 3 savings pods for the regular current account. Okay, I get it. All right, this cap amount is kind of odd. Okay, $2,000 each, $6,000 total. Okay, whatever, Current. Okay. Now, teen accounts. Okay, they can have 1 savings pod in a giving pod. I'll tell you about that later. But yeah, so they can have 1 savings pod. Okay, but do they get the 4% boost? I was not seeing that. Saw something somewhere about you must be 18 years old to have the boost. And I was like, okay, so that means Does that mean that the teen account doesn't get the 4% boost? Because, some teens have jobs, so they do have the ability to have the direct deposit and have that requirement met. So I was like, are they eligible for the boost? All right, get my phone out here. As you see, well, damn, the glare on this. Okay. Well, you're going to see it on the screen anyway, the actual screenshots, but I've got the screenshots up here. They have a chat feature in the app that's available 24/7. They say it's a live chat feature. It starts off, however, with AI. So, and this is the thing you may have noticed more and more, or if you haven't, you're going to notice this more and more. Customer service is moving a lot towards AI, at least initially. Then they may have to get you to a live agent. A lot of questions can be answered with AI assistant and things like that, for sure. But they're still learning. They're still trying to get there, as you'll see right here. So, yeah. As I start off, how can I help you today? I just typed teen account with savings pods info. That's what I wanted. So they stated, hi, Avron. Teen accounts come with a savings pod and a givings pod, blah, 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 blah. Say FDIC insured. This is all good. Current account, FDIC insured. Told you about that. And you can earn a bonus of up to 4% annually. Okay. So I stated, so that was like a confirmation to me. Oh, okay. So teen accounts can get this boost. So I just wanted to reiterate that just to make sure, because I saw conflicting information about this. So I stated, so teens can earn the boost of 4%. The AI assistant came back and said, yes, teens can earn a bonus rate of up to 4% annually on their savings pods. So, and then to qualify for the boosted rate, they stated that a direct deposit of $500 or more per month is required. It's another bit of information right there that proved to be incorrect. It's not $500 per month. I saw on the website, I see on the actual app, I have the account. It states $200 for the boost of 4%. I'd be like, I updated the app. The app is updated. So I came back and stated, I thought the requirement was a direct deposit of $200 or more per month. Valid question, right? I mean, I see this and I just want to make sure. So they came back and stated, every response, they go, hi, Avron. But anyway, so yeah, once again, hi, Avron. To earn the boosted rate of 4% annually on the savings pods, a qualifying direct deposit of more to $500 per month is required. Once again, they reiterated. Okay, I'm trying to give them an opportunity to correct themselves. You see me here, okay? And then so I came back and stated, it says $200 on the app. And they came back and stated, for the boosted rate of 4% annually on savings pod, qualifying direct deposit of more than $500 per month. So I just responded, live agent. And so when I said live agent, the AI assistant was persistent. They stated, I can help you with your issue, Avron. No hi, Avron this time. Just, whoa, I can help you with your issue, Avron. Could you please let me know what specific assistance you need? And I just stated, you don't have the correct info. I gave you the opportunity. You did not do it. And then they responded, I'll connect you with a member of our support team now. I'm blocking out the person's name that I'm now getting in this chat because I don't want to put them on blast because they gave me some incorrect info as well. It could have been their first day. It could have been nervous. I don't know. I'm not trying to get anybody in trouble, but I do want to show you the information, the process that I went through to get this information. Just this also shows you something about the customer service here. So take it with that what you will. Now I get an agent. Agent connected. You are now chatting with beep. Hi, Avron. So they're like the AI person too. Okay, hi, Avron. Thanks for getting in touch. I see you were chatting with our virtual assistant, Cora. I'll take a few moments to review your conversation. All right. And then they asked, may I ask the name of the teen, please? In my head, I'm thinking, this is not about a specific account. Yes, I have a teenager. This is not about their specific account. I didn't mention that anywhere, but I just stated they don't have an account yet. I was just wondering if a teen account, so I should have put an S right there, are eligible for savings pods with the boost of 4%. And also about the requirements, because I wanted to talk about those direct deposit requirements too. And so it got put on there twice. I don't know how I submitted that twice, but it got submitted twice. And then they stated, please give me 2 to 3 minutes to review your account. And I'm just like thinking again, like this is not specifically about my account. These are just general questions, but that's what I stated. It's not specifically about my account, just general info, but okay. So this is what the agent replied with, the actual person, actual human being. Thank you for patiently waiting. At this time, current boost is only available to qualifying users who are at least 18 years of age with a valid social security number. However, the teen can have one savings pod in their account, but they are not eligible for the current boost. I stated, okay, so the AI assistant stated that incorrectly. It stated that teen accounts were eligible for the savings pods with the 4% boost. The actual agent says that's correct. I'm really sorry about that. I'll make sure to share this feedback with our product team. So boom, right there, the AI assistant was incorrect about the 4% boost with the teen account. That's one issue right there. And I go, okay, no problem. Glad I can help possibly improve it. Look at me helping improve their AI. Can they throw a little bonus boost on with my account for that? Come on, it's Current. But yeah. And so then I had another question. What is the direct deposit requirement for the boost of 4%? Is it at least $200 per month or at least $500 per month? Because I'm seeing different amounts and I want the right information for you all and for myself. I want the right information. The actual agent stated, you can earn a bonus of the 4%, your savings pod balances, that's the limit. We already talked about that. To earn the 4%, you'll need to receive at least one eligible payroll deposit of $200 plus, or more per month. All right. That's different than what the AI agent stated. And then also in this same reply, the actual agent stated, I'm sorry, for the recent updates, we have aligned on feature eligibility requirements. This means requirements for all applicable features will be the same. By meeting the payroll deposit requirement of at least $500 in a 35-day period, you'll have access to your savings pod's boosted rate, as well as a paycheck advance. They literally just right there just told me like two different amounts. I came back and stated, okay, so is it $200 or $500? It says $200 in the app, and you just stated both. The agent comes back and says, I sincerely apologize for the mix-up, Avron. Like the exclamation point on the end of my name. Maybe I should have made it finance with the Avron with the exclamation point. I was kidding. Okay, so it says, upon further investigation, it seems that the new update requires at least one eligible payroll deposit of $200 or more per month. I just want to make sure I was able to cover everything. And then at this point, I actually got distracted. I have other things going on as well. I had my two kids. I think I was getting ready to take my youngest child to a splash pad, water fountain area and everything like that. So, I'm getting the bag ready, the towels, backup clothes, the snacks. If you're a parent, you get that right. You got to bring the snacks. But yeah, so I was getting all that ready and I come back and I was like, oh yeah, I had that conversation going on with Current. At that point, I was just tired of doing the salsa. And I like to do salsa here and there, but I had other stuff going on. But then I remember, oh yeah, I had something going on with that Current account. I had the customer service going on with the Current account. I remember, let me go back to that. So that's where it left off. Unfortunately, I didn't get to wrap it up and say thanks and things like that. They had already left the chat. You see right there. It looks like we've been disconnected, so I'll be closing out this chat. But it ended with that information that the boost requires at least one eligible payroll deposit of $200 or more each month. I just took you down a customer service journey, right? It speaks for itself. You heard what I said. You saw the screenshots. Final answer is this. 4% APY boost, the 4% boost is for the adult accounts, 18 years or older. That boost is not for the teen accounts. And also, to get that boost for the adult accounts, you have to have a qualifying direct deposit of at least $200 or more per month. That's it. Not $500 or more per month. Now that could change. All this could change, definitely. It's going to be really weird if this changes to $500 like in a couple months from now and you just now see this video for the first time. You'll be like, what are you talking about? It's $500. But let me tell you as of June 28th, 2025, this is the correct information. This is what I'm giving you all. Hopefully I'll be able to edit and put this up. Probably this video may not go up to the 29th of June, so hopefully it won't change in the day. But yeah, so that's the information right there. That's the dance I had with customer service. Okay, now let's move on to the next section of the video. That is the teen account. Now the current teen account is for ages 13 through 17. And now this account must be added by a parent with a personal current account. So you just can't open up a teen account without the parent actually having a current account. Now the teen account does come with a Visa debit card. Accepted anywhere Visa is accepted, which is like all over the place. That's the tagline. Anywhere Visa is or everywhere you want to be. That's it, right? Yeah, that's it. I think that's it. But yeah, so also, as I stated in the savings pod section, the teen account, you can have one savings pod with the teen account, and you can also have one giving pod. Now, the giving pod, I'll tell you something about that. You can set up an amount, goals to submit money to charity. That's a neat feature. Don't really see, financial accounts really have that much, going on with like charity and giving as far as like what their actual users and customers can give and can do, So that was neat. You can set up, you could click on an actual charity that you want to support and have, money going to that charity via the giving pod. So think of that as like a bucket, like I stated with the savings pod, buckets, vaults, things like that. So you can have that dedicated to actually giving to charity. Neat feature. Okay. So yeah, teen account. You can have one savings pot and one giving pot. As I stated in the previous section of the video, the teen account is not eligible for the 4% boost on the savings pot. That's all I'll state on that. If you somehow skipped the savings pot section just to get to the teen account section, which I understand, maybe you just want to know about the teen account with Current, I advise you maybe to check out the savings pot section if you want to know more about the whole 4% boost for teen accounts fiasco. But really, one of the outcomes of my conversation with customer service in that section that I go all into is that the teen account savings pot is not eligible for the 4% boost. Now, the teen account has some neat features though associated with it. And this is one of the areas where I think the Current account has a specialized thing where, it's great for these type of people. Could be great for teens because this account is pretty neat. Unfortunately, I dislike that they don't have that boost going on with a teen account. I think it would be great for a teen to be able to earn, a nice yield / boost on part of their money. But unfortunately, right now, it's not eligible for that. Now, the teen account does have an allowance where you can set up transfers daily, weekly, bi-weekly, and monthly. It's neat. You could give it allowance going on. Also, they have chores. So yeah, the parent can create weekly chores for the teen to complete. And then the teen can mark it off that they've completed the chore. And then the parent can have it where they get paid weekly for the, completing their chores. And they can still just pay them even if they didn't complete the chores. I believe it states in that. But yeah, so you can set up to pay your teen, pay your kid money if they complete their chores. You have it's like a checklist, like within the app. And this is all within the app. Really neat feature. I do like the whole allowance chores feature going on. I think it's really neat to have teens being able to have, some kind of a debit card and seeing spending and giving on their phone. Because, there's a good chance if you have a teen, they like their smartphone, whether it be, on the social apps or playing Roblox or something, whatever, both, all of them, something like that. With that being said, they have having an actual something financial related on their phone where they can see their money being spent, see how they can earn more money and chores and allowances, things like that. That's really neat. I like that. And also they have a spending limits feature within the teen account where the parent, you could turn their card off or on. And also you can set up daily spending limits. And also you can block businesses by types. Maybe you just want to say, hey, you can only spend money on gas this week or something. You just block off all these other things and just let it be for, fuel, something like that. But yeah, so they have some spending limits features for the teen account as well, which that's neat. So yeah, the Current teen account, even though it doesn't have that eligibility for the 4% boost, which is unfortunate, they do have some neat features with this account. And I can see this being a strong tool for teens. So depending on, whether you like the app and different features with it, things like that. So yeah, the Current teen account. Now let's get into the Current build card. Now, this is another section where I think Current has a strong focus on who they're trying to get to use their account, and that this could be very beneficial. And I can see where this could be very beneficial to certain people or certain people in certain situations, so forth, so forth. The Current build card is a secured credit card to help build credit. You've fallen on some hard times. You try to build your credit. You're not having any luck of, getting an actual credit card or a loan because they don't want to loan you to it because of your credit score, things like that. You're like, how am I supposed to get my credit up if I can't even get something to show you that I'm responsible, that I can get my credit up? This is where a secure credit card could come in. And this is what the build card is. Now, the build card has no annual fee and no APR. And there is no credit check or credit history required to get this card. So right there, you can see this is a very open invitation type of card. It's like, hey, you need some help building your credit. We're not going to make you jump through a bunch of strings. We're not going to check your background to see what happened while you're not able to get other credit cards. Oh, nothing. We don't even want to know your credit score. None of that. That's the build card. Now there is a 3% foreign transaction fee. Just want to state that, put that out there for the build card. However, with the build card, this is how it's basically used. Yeah, it's a credit card, so to speak, but it's not, you're not using money that you don't have with the build card, basically. You're only spending what you have in your current account. And now the amount you spend, when you swipe the Current build card, the amount you spend is set aside in your current account as reserved funds. So let's say you have $1,000 in your current account. You swipe your build card, $200, you'll just keep it even, $200, you swipe for your build card. That money is going to move over to a reserved fund. So $200 is going to be moved over to the reserved funds within your current account, just so no matter what else you spend or something, you have that amount to pay off your credit card, your build card. So this is basically setting you up for success. It's not saying like, yeah, you don't have to have this money. You don't really have to have this money and things like that. Just swipe, whatever. Make sure you pay us back, please, because we want to build your credit. No, this is saying like you have to have the money in your account to swipe this, to use this card, and then you're going to pay it back. And this is going to maybe teach you, help teach some financial responsibility, show you about improving credit. And it's going to show that you're responsible. You're spending what you have, mainly because you only can. So it's kind of forcing you to, but in a sense, that's good because it's showing you and kind of teaching and seeing, and you're just getting the process down. So that's what this secured credit card is. And Current is going to report payment activity each month to the big credit agencies, TransUnion, Equifax, and Experian. So yeah, it's serious. They're letting them know each month, hey, this person's spending this account and using this credit wisely. This is good. This will help increase your credit score. And so they also have a credit journey feature within the Current app where you can check your credit insights. You can kind of see the scope of what's going on with your credit building journey with Current in the build card. This is a really neat feature right here. I can see this being really beneficial for people who need some help building their credit. Maybe they don't have bad credit. Maybe they're just starting off and they want to just kind of get their feet wet into the credit cards, into, building credit with swiping a card and paying it off and things like that. Maybe they don't want to jump right into a credit card. Some people know they're like, hey, I better just not do that because I can see myself just swiping away and getting in trouble. This could be great for them. This can also be great for somebody who has a really low credit score, who's just, is trying to build it up, but they can't get approved for another credit card or a loan or anything because of their credit score. This could be great for someone like that. So I can see this Current build card being beneficial to various people for sure. And I think this is one area where this really highlights who Current could be for and who could be helped a lot by having one of these accounts and having this build card. And with the build card, you can also, like I stated, use it at ATMs to withdraw cash. And so you can just use this kind of like as a debit card, so to speak, but to also improve and build your credit. Now, if you use the build card at an ATM, you want to make sure that you select credit when you're prompted about what kind of card you have. This is really neat. Like I stated, I can see this being very beneficial to some people. The Current build card. All right, everyone. And that is it with my video on the Current account. It's a lot of information right there. I hope you found it beneficial, helpful, interesting. Maybe you got a good laugh out of some parts of this video. I like being on this camera now. I'm going to start having myself on camera for pretty much most or all of my videos if I can. I feel it's more personal. I feel like got a connection going on here, don't we? If you liked the video, please be sure to hit like down below and subscribe to the channel if you're not already. Thank you if you've already done either one of those. Both of them definitely help and support the channel. Hope you all enjoyed the video. Take care.